Hello all, I am Randy, your Lorcana librarian, and welcome back to the Stacks. Today I want to talk all about Gen Con. Gen Con, if you don't know, is a convention held in Indianapolis, all about tabletop RPGs and games in general, stuff of the like. This year it's going to be held August 3rd through 6th, and one of the highlights of the event is going to be the launch of Lorcana. Ravensburger is going to be having a bunch of events regarding most of their own products, but most of the things that people are excited about seem to be Lorcana, and so I wanted to talk about some of the recently released information that Ravensburger put out concerning all of the goings-on at Gen Con. Let's see. So the first thing I want to talk about, and probably the most important thing, is going to be all of the product releases that they're going to be doing. I think that's going to be the thing that people are going to be clamoring for the most, since this is going to be the first time that the product is going to be available to the general public. Gen Con is a ticketed event, but this is going to be the first time that people are going to be able to get their hands on it really at all. So the most important thing to note is that they will be selling booster packs. It looks like they're going to be selling booster boxes. It's unclear, though, just from the phrasing on the Disney Lorcana website, because it does say that, booster packs are going to be $5.99 each with a limit of 24 packs. There are 24 packs in a booster box, but it also says one display with a price for that. So it's unclear if it's truly a booster box or if they have just a pile of booster packs that they're selling. And if you say you want, a booster box or a display, that they're just going to hand you 24 random ones and not a sealed booster box. They're also going to be selling the first chapter starter decks for $16.99 each. This is going to include the Amber Amethyst starter deck, the Ruby Emerald starter deck, and the Sapphire Steel starter deck, each for $16.99. They're also going to have the card sleeves, and you're going to be able to choose between the Captain Hook, the Elsa, or the Mickey Mouse. That is $9.99 each. They are also going to have the same designs for the deck box of Captain Hook, Elsa, or Mickey Mouse for $5.99 each. There are also going to be the playmats. You've probably seen them before. I've shown off my pre-order of the Mickey Mouse one, but there is also the Maleficent and the Maui. And then last but not least, there is going to be the portfolios that are going to feature either Stitch or the Evil Queen for $19.99 each. The important thing to note here is that you're only going to be able to purchase stuff once, at least from the phrasing on the page. Basically, you're going to get in line, buy stuff once, and that is going to be it. I'm not entirely sure how they're going to enforce that, but it seems like they're going to. The other important thing to note, too, is that other than the booster pack / box, everything is limited to one design. So you can't go in and buy the 3 different playmats. Like, you can't go in and get Maui, Maleficent, and Mickey Mouse. So you get to choose from each of the ones. Same for the starter decks, same for the deck boxes, etc. Now, it's going to be interesting to kind of see how they enforce any of that, because it is going to be such a hot commodity. It is over a few days, and I know that they're going to have a limited amount each day. And so it's going to be interesting to see how they kind of try to rein in people coming back day after day trying to get product. But we'll see. I myself am not going to Gen Con, so I'll be keeping an eye to see exactly how that went. So the next thing I want to talk about is the events that they're going to be holding there. So 2 of the biggest ones, and ones that are already sold out even before the time of this recording, are the Learn to Play demos and the Starter Deck Challenge. The Learn to Play demo is exactly what it sounds like. You sit down, you're going to learn how to play, and that'll pretty much be it. it sounds nice. It's always good to have a chance to learn how to play these things, especially since you'll be learning from the people who made this, along with other people that they have most likely personally trained. As for the starter deck challenge, that is going to be interesting. I know that when you enter, you're going to get a starter deck, and then you'll be able to use the booster pack that's inside that starter deck in order to kind of build your own deck. And then there is a tournament that you're going to play, wherein the top 8 are going to be invited to an exclusive event, invite only, on I believe Sunday, which is what the Gen Con finale here on the page is referring to. I think it's just another tournament. There aren't a whole lot of details about it, but that's mostly what it seems to be. The next thing I want to highlight is the artist signing with Nicholas Cole. It looks like he's going to have a bunch of signings throughout the convention, which is going to be pretty exciting, getting to meet the artists who create these arts. If you don't know Nicholas Cole, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing his last name, but you might recognize him from the art for cards such as Mickey Mouse, Brave Little Tailor, and Elsa. He's done other cards, but these are probably the two we've seen the most and the longest, and so they are probably going to be the most recognizable. The Mickey Mouse, Brave Little Tailor has been used on a bunch of for a bunch of events, a bunch of pins. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, it was the first card really shown off to the public. Other than that, there isn't too much more to really talk about. There is, as with a lot of these announcements and information, there's always like, you're gonna get this, we're gonna do this, all these things are gonna happen, and more. There are references to keeping an eye on their social media, as well as the Lorcana companion app for other things, and it's gonna be interesting to see what, if anything, those things actually are. I'm excited to kind of keep an eye on all of the things coming out of Gen Con, if there's anything new, any surprises. And so I do encourage you to keep an eye on this channel, as well as any of the other Lorcana-based channels to kind of get as much information as you can. But I think that's where I'm going to end the video today. Thank you for joining me. I am Lorcana Stacks on Twitter. Well, I guess at this point in time, X, formerly known as Twitter. And I'll see you next time in the stacks.